difficult because it gets dictated by sports a little bit. So if sports were out of the equation, I would be a 6 p.m. on the dot. What do you mean early?
8 o'clock.
Well, yeah, at 4:30 sometimes. I mean, depends on what's in the crock pot that day. Sometimes you're not. You just gotta force that third meal down.
It's always that 4:30 college football game that gets us. We want to watch again and then watch dinner. So.
Yeah.
For me, it's happy hour. Here we go.
Do 7 sacks make you rethink your career? Choice of careers?
No, I've been hit plenty.
You've only had one game where you've had more sacks. I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, but sometimes getting sacked doesn't hurt as much as some of the other ones, you know. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things. You know, we went back, looked at the film, and just like we had talked about, you know, there's a number of things that happen there. It's not just, you know, one quick solution or one group. You know, and there are a lot of things I think I can solve, whether pre or post snap and getting the ball out. So I'm going to control the things that I can control in that area and try to get better and take some pressure off those guys.
Has the fact that Flo is trying to win, that you're starting, that the goal is to succeed, despite everything else that, you know, gets suggested and said and done, does that raise his respect level in the locker room?
The answer to the very long, complicated question, because there's a lot of things that go into that, is yes. It does. I think, and I think one of the things you pointed to of me being out there, you know, I just think, you know, that decision is made knowing that we're trying to win football games. Not to say that the other guy's not as good or whatever it is, but if you look at a really old crusty guy and a young guy that everybody wants to see, you know, for me to be out there, that means we're trying to win football games, and that definitely resonates throughout the team.
Did you at any point you wonder if it was going to go the other way because of that? Because one guy's younger with upside and other guys towards the end?
I mean, I've been towards the end. What are you talking about? Towards the end. I got one foot in the grave, you know. I've seen it every which way, you know. But just continue truly to focus 1 week at a time and put everything I have into the next opponent. And that's kind of what I've learned over the years, the best way to do it, and that's the way I approach it.
So what you're saying is you want to play next year?
Don't be twisting my words.
A little bit of this may come at your expense, but is there any part of you that kind of wants to see what Josh can do if he gets back out there?
I mean, I want to play. So, you know, I've developed a good relationship with Josh, and you know, there's a lot of things I think that as a quarterback, whether you're playing or you're sitting back and observing, there's a lot of ways and things that you can learn. But selfishly, I want to be out there playing.
Keelan Ballage is the starter, but he's out with less than 2 yards per carry. What have you said? What do you want him to know? I'm sure you've tried to help in some way.
Well, I think not just with Kalen, but with a lot of guys, and even me throughout my career, confidence is such a big thing. And you know, sometimes it just takes one big run, or you know, a big catch, or you know, some of the stuff that Kalen did last week in pass protection was so valuable to what we were trying to accomplish, and something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So there's a lot of ways that he helps us, but we've got to get him going a little bit better, and you know, there's different ways to do that. But I think confidence is a huge thing, and I think with everybody, especially just being a young team, that's what you continue to stress. And you know, when you don't think about all the things that could go wrong and all the different things on a play, and just, you know, go out there confident and play football like you have since you were a kid, a lot of times it works out for the better.
Kind of in the same vein, do you need to get Albert Wilson more involved in this offense, and if so, how?
You know, I think with obviously Preston's injury a couple weeks ago, just relying on different guys now, more balls to go around. We talked about that. You know, I missed him a couple times in this last game. He had an opportunity to have a couple catch and runs. So, The great thing about this offense is the ball is going to get spread around. Everybody's going to get their opportunities. It's just a matter of me doing a nice job picking and choosing who gets the opportunity and when, and then those guys taking advantage of it. So not necessarily going to force it to one guy because he doesn't have enough touches, but we'll try to spread it out and just continue to be confident in all those guys.
Ryan, what do you see in the Browns defense?
Well, I mean, it'll look a little bit different, obviously, with a couple of the suspensions, and Burnett with the Achilles injury. So there will be some moving parts and pieces that we'll have to figure out a little bit on Sunday in terms of who will be out there. But they've been really productive all year. And, just like every week, for us, the focus is really going to be on us and improving and getting better and taking care of some of the little things that we had been doing a better job at, that all of a sudden last week they crept up on us again. So we've got a lot of things just in-house that we can fix as an offense that we're focusing on this week.
How are you feeling after last week's game? And I guess as a whole, how have you kind of kept your body in the shape you need to be playing?
I feel good. Nobody's going to write a book about my training regimen or my diet. I know that. But I was talking to Lorenzo Alexander, 15-year guy as well, before the game. And there's just some years, for whatever reason, you get, bumps and bruises and stuff lingers all year long. And then there's other years where you're getting hit a bunch, but nothing really lingers. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel really good. Body-wise and everything else, and just I've kind of been lucky this year in that regard, because I don't know if there's, a rhyme or reason to it, but right now I'm as healthy as can be.
Are you confident you'll be able to finish the season here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel as good right now as I did. I was going to say day one of the off season, but maybe a few weeks into the off season when I got back into shape. I feel really good right now.
In year 15, can you still make all the same throws you made in year 1? Is your arm the same?
Yeah, and I never, I never had to rely on, or never had a big arm, so there's a lot of different things that, I do, either to counteract that or just the way that I play and knowing my limitations and my strengths. And but yeah, I mean, my arm is as strong, if not stronger now, than it's probably ever been, but that's not saying much. It probably still puts me in the bottom half of the league.
You do put your entire body into it at times, I see.
I have to, yeah.
The team made a bunch of roster moves again today. What has it been like for you to see so many players come and go all season long? Here we are in mid-November and it's still overbowling.
Well, it's been a unique year, and that comes up sometimes with injuries and other things. But there's been a lot of kind of churning on the bottom of the roster, and just a lot of turnover. And
Starters too.
well, you try to make the best out of it, and I think some of it is you find the guys that you can rely on and lean on those guys a little bit, and other guys you got to try to get up to speed, and they got to get it figured out, or there'll be another guy in the next week. So there's a lot of those things that we don't control as players. We just go out there and play, and that's kind of how we have to approach it.
As a QB, are you cognizant of touches what other guys may have?
I mean, yes and no. It depends on, when I was playing with Brandon Marshall, I didn't have to be cognizant of it because he always let me know, Brandon. But, it depends. And you go into, we go into games liking matchups and wanting to exploit matchups or get guys touches and balls. And so sometimes, we'll feel like we're a little light in one category, not attacking what we wanted to attack and go there. But a lot of times, again, this offense, we're going to spread the ball around a lot to different guys. So everybody, you saw Patrick Laird, who, really stepped up big at the end of the game last week. We got thrown in there and all of a sudden gets 5-6 catches, whatever it was. So you never really know when your number is going to get called, but if you do well, usually your number will get called again. So,
Thanks, guys.
all right, thank you.
Appreciate you.